Hello, hello, hello. Well, we live. Oh, wow. I can see Fiona's in the house, Peapods is in the house, and Vanessa's already here. Good evening, everyone. I see Vanessa's moved over from Facebook tonight. Yes, we do seem to have better luck, should I say, on the YouTube channel. And yeah, there's more people there, so you can have a chit chat. It's great to have you live with me this evening. I am live instead of Sarah. Sarah has Highlight Craft tomorrow. Now, normally she's on Highlights Craft on a Friday, but because, well, she was at the NEC with me, or should I say I was with Sarah at the NEC in Birmingham on Friday, well, Thursday through Sunday this last weekend. Hi, Amanda. And Carrie, hello. I'm well, thanks. So she couldn't be on Highlight Crafts. This is Sarah I'm talking about if you've just come in. So she's on Highlight Craft tomorrow at 9 and at 1. And it's usually better to try and catch that early show because often things do sell out. So hello, Lynn. Hello, Natalie. Nice to have you all here. I know you're probably all wondering why I have a folio on my desk and not the TV. Well, that's because Sarah has my sample, which she's going to be showing you tomorrow on Highlight Crafts. I'm showing you this. If you subscribe to our newsletter, then you will have seen this. I thought I would just give you a quick walkthrough for those of you who couldn't get to NEC and see this in person. Hi, Caroline. So I will be just giving you a quick walkthrough. What you can see on my desk is the printed out instructions, the PDF that I sent to Sarah, and she's actually printed this out for you. So it is in the kit that you will get along with the stencils. Now, my stencils are particularly translucent because, well, I don't have a laser cutter. And I have to cut on this quite thin plastic on my brother Scan and Cut. So Sarah's, of course, cut the stencils for the kits. There are 4 stencils. And basically what they do is they cut the pockets. So there's 2 stencils for the pockets. There's tabs if you want to add tabs. And then there are 2 different size envelope stencils. So that is what is in the kit. And what Sarah has done, and I'm going to just pop it on the chat. This is a link to the full kit. So when I say full kit, it will have the A4 cardstock. So you need 3 sheets of black cardstock or whatever color cardstock you would prefer. But in the full kit, there are 3 sheets of black cardstock. There is the ribbon and there is the eyelets for this, as well as, of course, the stencils and the paper pad. So for £25, you are getting all of that. If you already have the paper pad and you also have black cardstock and eyelets, etc., there is a second option, which is just the core kit. Okay. And so that is just the 4 stencils and the instructions, as well as both of them have links to the videos. So you can see here this QR code that I've actually just stuck on here so I don't lose it. There is a QR code on your instructions, and that will take you directly to the video on how to put all of this together. I have added my cutout stamps on here because this is what I'm using to store mine for. Well, yeah, it's what I designed it for. And so, for example, let's just open this one as well so you can see. So there's the little flip-up pockets in here. And all of the pockets are concertinaed, so you can actually put quite a few envelopes in there if you wanted to. On this side, I know I've got my colored ones that I haven't actually put in here. I just slid them in the top. So what you can do is you can have various either separate envelopes, or I've still got my stamps in the bags because I used to store them all in a box, and that got really annoying. So that's why I decided to design this, so that I could organize everything and take it with me to crops, or just grab it off the shelf when I'm wanting to use it. So the full kits with the paper pad, etc., I only made 10. And I know some have sold already because people have seen it in the newsletter. And the core kit, I'm not sure how many Sarah has made of that. So if this is something that you would like, and of course, once you have bought the kit, even if you buy the full kit, the stencils can be used for absolutely any paper design. So you could make these up for all your different sets that you have bought and have them on the shelf and keep everything really nice and organized. Carol Ann's looking forward to making it. Carol, chat's going really fast. Anything to save me cutting? So I do my cutting on my brother's Scan and Cut. What I do with this guy, because it's the same here, is I do a little pencil line along, especially when I want to do the close-up, or so for both actually. So I do a pencil line sort of just curving between my sun rays over here, so that when it does the outline, it has something to follow on the Scan and Cut. Otherwise, all of my designs are completely sealed, so you can always use the Scan and Cut. If you find it's going in, it usually means you haven't stamped properly and you just need to fill in the gap. How's it, Teresa? Thanks, Ali. So yes, so that is what all of this is about. And of course, if you have any questions, shoot me a message on Facebook Messenger. I'm always here to help. So that is what that is all about. And yeah, there were some of you that got to see it in person in the NEC. Next up, we have Mid Century. So this is what Sarah will be having on Highlight Crafts tomorrow, Mid Century. And I wanted to show you what I had done with it. So this has been really popular on Facebook. Everybody's really enjoyed it. I've got the washi tapes. This was actually the Christmas washi tape. Let me take it off it's the green Hessian. And it's what I've used around the edge to hide the chipboard. And then I've used this one to make ribbon on the little tags that you'll get to shortly. Oh, thanks, Sarah Lee. So let me just stick that back properly so it doesn't stick to everything. Pop it on one side. So what I've done is I've used the new die set. It's not so new anymore, but I've used the one that makes the full, what I call spine, not the one that just has the little, it looks like little toadstools actually, if you don't know what it is. And that cuts the shape for these, I don't know what to call them, discs. They are discs, but they're the spinal discs. So because this was going to be on the show and it was handled a lot, I cut two and I stuck them back to back. And this is what I've used for the spine. So I've made pockets. I've used the stamp set, the Atomic Kitty. Now this is something that's come back in. The cats did sell out the last time round, and they are back with this range again. And so what I've done, this is my own personal stamp that I designed for my kits and classes to show you where to put photos. This, if you saw today's newsletter, this die set is on special for £10. So you can actually pop something in there. Let me just grab something. What I've done is I've done it so that you can slide your photograph in for that one. Here I have done a, waterfall. It's just a traditional waterfall. And then here I have got 2 more places for photographs, and then it opens up one more time. And again, this is where I use the washi tape for the tags, and I stamped the cats so that they would be looking through the holes. Of course, you could put a photograph or something on the back of that. This is just a slide out pocket. I cut this paper in half, so and then I actually cut around the cat to make the pocket there. So that just made it a little bit more interesting. Then let's close that one. Over here we have another slide out, and again, place for bigger photographs. And more photograph space. More photograph space. And again, I've snuck the cat in over there. You all know I'm a cat person. I love dogs too. I grew up with dogs, but very much a cat person. Here, this is the same die set that has the slides, and it actually is joined, and all I've done is cut that in half to be able to get the extra frames. And again, I've left it so that I've actually only stuck it at the bottom so you can slide your photograph in there. So that's what I've done for all of those. And over here we have a belly band. And again, double-sided, so you can pop photographs. I guess you could put more than one of those under there. Here, the last page, I've done a fold over, and I've joined the 2 sheets with the washi tape again, same as what I've used on the outside of the album. And I've put a magnet in there so that it's inside the pocket, it grips to itself, and then there's space underneath for extra photographs. And then that is the album. This I have used the die. It's a very, very fine die. So I actually used Tim's medium, his what does he call it? His collage medium. So I put it underneath and then I put it over the top, and this has not come off, moved or budged at all. It was manhandled a lot at the show, and so that is how I've managed to get that to behave on the back. So this uses quite a lot of the paper pad. There's still all the fussy cut pages that I haven't used and a couple more sheets of paper left, but it's a really great way to use this paper and make yourself a mini album, especially using these the die and the discs. I'm going to actually put all my photographs of my supervisor, as he's known online, in there. And on to tonight's class. So thanks everybody for popping in. Who haven't I said hello to? I see Vanessa, Carrie, Hannah. The comments have been going up while I've been chit-chatting. So excuse my creaky chair. Let's bring in tonight's project. Right. So what I've got here is the leftovers from the inside of the kit, and I thought I could actually use those shape for something else. This TV comes in a set of 2 or just a single. I had the set of 2, and as I said, Sarah has the one. These are you can glue this onto the back if you're just going to do it flat. So Sarah has done it so that you can have your TV with your picture in there, and then you would be able to glue the stand on the back and be able to make it stand. And I looked at this and I thought, well, she's given it legs on the front piece and the back piece. So what if I had to find something to put in between it, you know, into this gap and make it stand on its own, make it like a real little TV. And it comes with the little knobs, but I actually used on my sample, I used these enamel dots. So I've just got this one out so you can actually see what the packaging looks like, but I will be using that one. And I've started prepping because nobody wants to see anybody measuring and cutting too much on a live. Let's be honest. Hi, Janine. Or Jeannie. Jeannie. Oh, thanks, Peapods. Yes, I did put that I was going to be doing this tonight. So I thought I would do some prepping. Let me find this piece of paper. Let's pop this on one side. This is going to be the inside of my TV. And then what I did to get this stripped around the outside. So these are the cats that I actually cut just along there for my pocket in the album. This paper is a perfect repeat pattern. And what I need is a really long strip. I don't even know if it'll fit the whole thing on screen almost, if I did it as diagonal like this. I have glued 3 strips together here. And what I did is I cut it just on that black line for this one. And I have worked out how wide I need it by using my rulers. I've got a really long 60 centimeter ruler, and I needed the long ruler because I need a long strip of foam. So this is just craft foam that you use to die cut or comes already pre-cut. Comes in A4 sheets and A3 sheets. Hi, Joan. So now it doesn't matter what color you use because you're not actually going to see it in the long run. And I use this a lot when I want to build 3-dimensional stuff. It comes in different thicknesses. This is the thinner one, and this is from what's known as an A3 sheet. So your standard piece of paper that you put in your printer is known as A4, and the lower the number, the bigger the sheet of paper. So A3 is double A4. So this was from the length of the A3, and I used my metal ruler to cut that. Now, when we look at the MDF, what I did is I then took the little supports, and of course I've got 2 of them, so that was perfect. And I put them next to my ruler to work out how wide a piece of paper I'm going to need, because I am going to pop this between the 2 MDF pieces, and then I want my paper to go edge to edge. Am I making sense? Am I as clear as mud? So having worked out how wide I needed my piece of paper by doing that, I could then work out how wide I needed to cut. And it turned out I needed to cut just on that orange stripe over there. So I cut myself 3 strips that are identical. Okay. And for the purpose of making this show not last forever, I have pre-glued them together. So I have matched up I don't know if you can see that line. Yes, you can just see that line. That's where the join is over there. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to ink my edge. So, because I like to ink everything. I probably should do all the inking together at the end, but I'm just scared I will forget. So I've got this piece ready and I'm going to ink it. So far, so good. Thank you, Selena and Peapods. So I'm just going to, I know I'm not using Sarah's brushes, shock horror, but for doing this, I find it faster. You can absolutely use the brushes for this, but what I'm trying to do is kill that white edge where the paper has been cut and just give it a bit more of a worn look. You can use any color you like. I am using black soot. I'm going to do this edge because, well, it will be cut off because this piece is too long. So I've overlapped 3 8x8 sheets to make one long strip. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the paper for the inside of the TV. So we can just pop that on one side and get rid of all the little pieces of foam. Now, I am going to have my TV like this. So I need a piece. I want this on the inside of my TV. Something like that. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, having got it the right way around, I'm then going to turn everything over and I'm going to pop it there like that. Okay. And then I'm going to grab, let's just get these. These were the extra strips that were left over from cutting my things earlier. And then I'm going to grab either a very sharp pencil or one of these, what I call clutch pencils. And I'm going to trace around the shape. Like so. I don't need the bump. And obviously I don't need to go around the legs because that's what's going to be inside. And I'm going to join the dots for want of a better description. So where the legs were, there we go. Now, because I'm going to be sticking this on here and I don't want it sticking out, I'm going to grab my scissors and I'm going to cut on the inside of that line there. So I always cut on the inside. And so I'm going to cut, I'm right-handed, so I'm cutting over here. I could cut this way, but then I can't really see on that side of the blade. So I'm going to cut going this way. And I'm going to give it a little bit of airspace so that I can see that I'm well inside that pencil line. Why? Because when you trace around something, you make it bigger. So if I cut on the pencil line or outside the pencil line, then this is going to stick out, and that would be annoying. And I'd have to get sandpaper and all sorts of, maybe a trimmer, and try and cut it. And yes, that would just be really annoying. So we're going on the inside, all the way around. I'm just catching up. Oh dear, Lynn's got audio issues. Is it my audio or is it everybody having audio issues? Okay, well, it will be on YouTube after the live. Remember, if you do watch it on Facebook, after 30 days, Facebook is now deleting videos. So you will always be able to find us on YouTube under Funky Fossil, of course. So if there's anything you're looking for and you can't find it on Facebook, go have a hunt on YouTube because there nobody's deleting anything. Right, so now I've cut that out. It is ready to go on the inside and nothing is sticking out because I made sure that I cut inside my pencil line. You can see that. Doesn't have to be perfect either because no one's going to see that part. I have already pre-prepared my back piece. So that is ready as well. So let me just ink that. I don't need to ink the inside piece because, well, nobody's going to see that. I could stamp on this piece as well if I wanted to, just to make this piece a little bit more interesting. I could add some of the ephemera, but I think that looks good. There we go, that's done. So that is my paper sorted. I will need a piece for inside my little TV, and it will need to be the same width as my ruler, which is the same width as that. So let me just prepare that. It's the only thing I haven't done. Let's pick. What am I going to pick? Let's pick dark. Oh, that's nice. Let's have that. So, oh no, don't take my cover off. I like my cover right where it is. Let's grab the paper out. And I need a strip that's going to be the width of my ruler. So I need my craft knife. And the width of my ruler. So I'm just lining it up with the end of my paper, and I'm going to make it ever so slightly smaller because I'm going to have to pop it inside. The foam is black and this is black, so we should be fine if it's ever so slightly narrower. Right, now I have all my papers cut. Now it's time to color the MDF. So I'm going to pop some paper towel down on my desk. Where's my paper towel gone? Oh, and that's because I'm going to be working with wax. And I don't want to just put a new cover on my desk, and I don't want it all full of wax. The cats are gorgeous. They really are such fun. They're really so stylish. I agree, Maria. Okay, so looking at this, let's have, so this is the back and that is the front of my TV. I am going to use silver wax, just using the Stamperia one, and I find these little daubers really great for this. What I'm going to do is I need to color the little dome piece where the antenna are and the antenna. I often use wax to color things and not paint. It's just quicker. I also need the feet done. I'm not adding color around the edges. You could absolutely. Just turning that over. And doing that. Of course, the feet. Then on the actual TV front, I'm doing the whole front. You could use any brand of wax. You could paint it. But I just find that this is quite quick and I don't have to wash brushes and it doesn't mess around the edge. So it'll go slightly around the edge because of the depth of the foam. But I find that it is a really tidy way to color my MDF. So I use wax to stencil with. You can clean your stencils then with alcohol, you know, the isopropyl alcohol that we all have tens of liters of from the big sea days, Corona. You can get, yes, you can clean the wax off with the isopropyl alcohol. So stenciling with it is great. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. You might see the inside, depends on where you're going to put it. So me being me, I sweat the small stuff and do that. So I really like these finger daubers for that. You can use a brush, you can actually use your finger, but then I find it gets all under my nails and that is horrible. Do I need to seal the wax? No. I don't, peapods. And not much, well, for the show, because I took the sample to the show, I had put, when it was all put together, I put glossy accents over here and up there, and I had 2 pins to try and strengthen those so that they wouldn't break, because they had to travel from Berlin to Birmingham, and then it had to travel with Sarah from Birmingham to Highlight Craft. So I put pins in there with glossy accents. So if you wanted to make it shiny, you could actually put glossy accents right over everything, and it would become very, very shiny. That would look really cool over the whole thing, but I only did it on the antenna and that little top bit. So do you have to seal? Was as when I used it on projects before, you found it still transfers to your fingers when it dried. I mean, are you doing something wrong? I've just done this. My fingers are quite clean and it's not really coming off. Usually I find it seals quite well, but in that case, Natalie, you could either, depending on what surface you've put it on, this is quite porous, so I guess it's soaking in. Yes, you could either put a clear varnish or I've used a glossy accent. So you could by all means seal it if you've got one that is not drying. I know that Finnabear's ones should dry. I know she says they do dry, and I'm sure when I've used them, they have. Right, so now I need to glue this onto here. And for that, I'm just going to use normal glue, such as what is normal. Good question. Not sure about that. I'm going to go quite close to the edge. Don't really have to have too much in the middle, because I'm not sticking anything there that is going to, sort of have any weight or anything. So I'm just making sure that everything is absolutely inside that line, and I'm just going to squeeze my glue out to those edges. I always do that with a piece of paper towel or tissue, so that should any ooze like it has here, it gets on the tissue and soaks it up and not on my fingers, so that I don't spread it everywhere. There we go. Next, this is now the fun part. If you don't have a glue that dries quite quickly, so I'm going to be using my 450 quick dry adhesive. I got this in Australia. I do know that, in fact, America, some shops in America have it. You can use any quick drying adhesive, and you can even use a hot glue gun. I am just going to do this with this quick drying glue. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it around the edge, and then I am literally going to glue this right onto the edge. So I'm going to make sure that it lines up with the top of the MDF. I'm going to start at the bottom. Another reason why I need paper towel everywhere, because now it's the messy stuff. Oh yes, Natalie, it was lovely to have met you at the NEC as well. I had an amazing time. I just love, I love being able to meet you guys in person, because here, like Natalie, you have a Muppet by the looks of things as your little avatar. Some people have their dogs, their cats, and as I was saying, some people came up, and of course I didn't know who they were, because also you're just teeny tiny. Yes, Sarah Lou has one of her dogs as her avatar as well, and I always say you look nothing like your dog. It's quite hilarious. So yes, it's nice when you guys all came and introduced yourselves to me, and I could say hello. I got to meet some of the design team. Okay, so now I'm yakking and gluing. So I'm putting a very fine line of glue quite far round, if not the whole way round. I think I'm going to go the whole way to here. I just need somewhere to still hold it. I'm putting the glue all the way around there. It does dry quite quickly, so I don't want to do too much. So now I'm going to start at the bottom and line it up with the edge. And this is the piece of craft foam that I'm using. I'm bending it around the edges, bending it like Beckham. And then I will bend it, and I'm going to hold it just for a minute or two just to get it to behave. Ellie has a naughty cat as her avatar. Exactly. That's really hilarious meeting you guys in real life, and you look nothing like your pets. You know, you're supposed to look like your pet. Yeah, that just amuses me. Now I'm just going to walk this around here and straight across the top. I'm not making it go around that dome because the front is like that. So I'm really just walking it around there. Right, now it's time to add a bit more glue, which has been oozing while I wasn't using it. So let's just clean that quickly and pop some glue here. I got to meet a fellow South African. I mean, the bizarre thing is she was from, originally from Johannesburg and then lived in Cape Town, and we never got to meet while I was in Cape Town. We had to meet in Birmingham, of all places. Quite have aeroplane opportunities, will travel. Didn't get into Birmingham. Literally arrived at the show at the airport, got a taxi to my hotel, dropped off my bags at the lobby, got the guy to wait, and then he took me straight to the show. So I literally went straight to the show. Am I on screen? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run a line of glue down here because this is exactly long enough to just join at the bottom. So I'm just making sure that it is flush with the edge everywhere. I've got a little bit too much glue over there on the inside, but you won't see that. Right. So holding it by the legs, I'm going to grab a peg. Of course, I had one on my desk. Now I put it somewhere safe. You can hear the push back and clear. There we go. So I'm just going to grab one of those to hold that while I am just double checking my glue. So this glue dries quite quickly, but not terribly fast, so that I don't have time to just manipulate it. So gluing myself to the desk. So I just want to make sure that if it's not perfect, it's not the end of the world as we know it, but I do just want it as near as DAMIT is to swearing. Okie dokie. Putting the second one on, let's just make sure I'm not in the glue, is much easier because, well, you just run the glue around and then pop it on like so. And I'm just double checking that is all going to work. Yes. Yay. Whitey. Sarah Lou's had a typo. Oh, you can't go back and edit on Facebook Messenger on the chat. Okay, right. Now we're gonna just put a thin line of glue all the way around. So I know this is very different to what our Sarah Gray does, but I really love to build 3D things, and this MDF piece was just screaming to be 3-dimensional. So when Sarah saw it, she was like, "Oh, can you do a live on that?" I was like, "Sure, no problem." Right, let's just close that. Now, the world in theory, I should be able to drop that on. And make it behave. Wonderful world in theory, that is. You know, world in theory is a wonderful place. So you can see, okay, I'm going to get my hand inside and I'm just going to fix this little corner over here and then squish it so it sticks. Yep, the rest is all looking pretty good. Right, yo. That is looking good. I need the bottom is now misbehaving just because I wasn't watching it. Like children, you know, these things. The minute you take your eye off it, they misbehave. Right. I'm going to push that in a little bit. Okie dokie. Now it is time to get out that strip that I made earlier. Okay. And thanks, Maria and Natalie and everybody, Vanessa. Yes, I love doing different projects because I think we all get stuck a bit in a rut of making, you know, same old things. So it's fun to see what other people do. I'm going to start at the bottom and what I'm going to do is the leg is so wide, so I'm literally going to take my scissors and I'm going to snip a little bit and a little bit, and then I'm going to bend that in because it's got to go inside the leg like that. Okay, so we're going to do opposite it. We're going to do the same. So let's probably do this with a ruler. Easier. So just opposite that one. I need to snip there. And I need to snip there. I probably snipped a little bit too far. But it's fine. It's black and it's underneath. So I'm snipping that in. And I'm snipping that in. And then I'm just folding it in. So that it's going to go between the legs like that. Okay. Now I'm going to roll it around until I get to the antenna. And I'm going to give it a snip. And probably a snip over there. And just undo it a little bit. Okay, so now that's landed up on my joint, so it's going to be ever so slightly harder to bend in, but that's not the end of the world as we know it. Possibly just use my score tool and ruler. That'll help it bend and behave. Right, let's have a look-see. So we have a test. We pop that back down there. And we go around here. And then that's going to pop over the top there like that, you see? So it's all nice and neat. Then we come back over here. Now we're back to the legs. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to bend it in. Okay. So that is going to be a tiny snip. And this time I'm lucky. It's on the other side of my paper join. And then I'm going to work out how, so that was for there. How long is my leg? And join the dot on the other side. And snip there. And can you tell that 3D stuff was my favorite thing to do at college? So, what? The world in theory says that my little TV should have stuff that goes now all the way around. Ding, 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 ding. And then those legs, that fits. Okay, now this is too long. Now I'm just going to chop it off. Snip. Yay! Okie dokie. Oh, I've got some naughty glue that's showing over there. Don't like that. Bad, bad, bad girl. Okay. I'll have to fix that. Okay. Now we glue this in place. I'm literally going to pop glue from this edge to that edge and everywhere in between. So I'm putting glue right on the wood and in between, not oodles, just enough to make sure that it all kind of behaves. There we go. And of course, you can make your TV a whole lot deeper and put actual three-dimensional things in. That would be really cool. But I'm just going to be putting the paper ephemera in here, so I didn't want it to be too deep. So we're going to start over here. And I'm walking the paper around and just gluing it in place. It's literally all I am doing. Might have to manhandle it a little bit more. Get my fingers in there. So I'm putting my fingers inside just to give it a good old squish into place. I think those foldovers are what are giving me trouble. There we go. Now it's behaving. Now it can go in front of there and I can pop it on its feet. I just put my hand in the glue. Not clever. Sorry for screeching. Right, let's carry on wrapping this around. And I need a piece of this kitchen towel paper towel. Right here. So I'm just walking my hands around to make sure that it behaves. There we go. I might have to just pull that a little tighter. There we go. This is why I glued this earlier, before the live, so that I knew that my joins were safe and that I can pull the paper and it wouldn't undo. So now I can just pop some glue over there on the overlap and finish it off. Photos would be great in here, Vanessa. So yes, you can put anything you like. Oh, I need to pull this a bit tighter. You can put absolutely anything you like in here. Little cutout pictures of family, like they're on the TV, would be really cool. That would be really awesome. So now I've got my little TV sorted. I can pop the back on. So I decided it was better to do all this construction and everything before putting the back on, because if I had dirty hands and dirty fingers and things full of glue, that would not be ideal. So now I can pop the back on there. So we're almost done. Now I just have to choose my images that go inside. So I've got another pack of ephemera, so I can actually have the same as the photo that was on Facebook. For some reason this is just not sitting flush and it's annoying me. But then perfection is overrated, is it not? Now we need to put our strip in the bottom, and it's quite tight. So I've just left it the full length of the 8x8, and I'm not even going to glue it. It just sits in there perfectly. You could glue it if you wanted to, but it just sits right in there. So now I've got my bottom in. Now it is time to decide what I'm going to use. Let's do the push back and clear. You know, the famous push back and clear. Let's pop that on that side. We don't need that anymore, and I should probably have, until I need it again, my lid on my glue. Let's tip this out. So this ephemera is the most incredibly detailed, beautiful ephemera. I mean, it's laser cut. Look at that against the black. Can you see teeny tiny little stars? There are some beautiful detailed pieces in here. So what I wanted was this lady and that lady, and I want a speech bubble thing. I think I used that one. No, that one's got her on it. I need... Okay, let's take some of the bigger things out so that I can find my speech bubble. There's a speech bubble. That one would work. Let's see. There's a second one. Where's it gone? I never used it from this pack. I thought this was a new pack. Oops. Oh well, we'll use that one then if we don't have. Oh, it's probably that one. It's upside down. Okay. Yes, it's that one. So, because I think red might be quite bright and I want to be able to stamp on it. The ephemera are really fabulous. I mean, the detail is just something to behold. You have to be, I'm licking my finger and doing this to lift it up because I don't want to damage it with a nail. I mean, look at that detail. It's unbelievable. They really are fabulous. I'm really quite amazed and staggered and all those things. So now it is time to get out my enamel dots, and I'm going to use 3 different sizes to be the buttons for the TV over there. And for this teeny tiny one, I'm going to use my pokey tool just to get it off and then pop it on there. That's just a whole lot easier, I've discovered. So there we go. Then I'm also going to add 2 different sizes because the little antenna are 2 different sizes. You could use silver, I guess, but I quite like repeating the copper. And pop that on there. She says, and then it sticks to my nail. There we go. Okie dokie. Now I'm going to run glue just along the bottom of this lady. And I think I need a little bit on her elbow because she's going just in the corner over there with her pie. And I'm sticking it behind the MDF. A little bit too much glue, so I'm just going to take that off. There we go. Come on. Where's my peg? Come, lady, behave. She doesn't look like somebody who would behave, but we'd like her to try. That's possibly way too much glue, so I'm going to just take some of that off. And okay, let's see if she's behaving. Yes, she's behaving. Let's have this lady over here. See if I can get the peg in there. Get her to behave without dismantling the other lady. There we go. So that can dry while I stamp. How am I doing for time? Oh, I have 2. Well, it's not bad. Chicken pie with Campbell's cream and mushroom soup. Okay, so I'm going to use these stamps. It's the new wording. So there were similar stamps that came out with the previous lot. And I'm going to use this Stay Classy because I think that's hilarious. And I'm using a little bit of tape because it's too long for this. I want 2 different lines. So we'll masking tape off. Let's do it this way. Masking off the Classy. And I used brown the last time. I'm going to use brown again. I'm using VersaFine Clear Acorn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink. I think this needs new re-inker, but anyway, that'll be enough ink for this. And I can put the stay up there. Oh, thanks, Selena. Now it's stuck, so I'm just going to pop it off. Ding! There we go. Now we need to just clean the stay. Masking tape off the stay. Ink up the classy. And we're almost done. Oops, except that was nearly upside down. So classy we will put on the other side. There we go. Just going to clean that and pop it back before I lose it. So we have the stay classy back in its place. And I can leave that stuck to that. I don't need it again. And that should have glued. Yes. Yay. So that's looking good. Now we'll have that over there. And we are done. So it's not okay. I did do some prep before the live where I actually cut this paper, but it really doesn't take a lot. I can see where I've got my dirty fingers on there. I'm going to just tidy up my tidy up a little bit. But that was really quick and easy to make. And you can use obviously whatever ephemera. You could cut stuff from the paper. You could put photographs in it. There are so many different ways that you could use all the things that come with the set. As I said, I've chosen to use, it was the other piece of other left over from another project, the rest of that sheet on the back. So I could have stamped it. You can add photographs there. You can really do quite a lot. What you could even do is it could be wider. You could leave the top open, so you could just do your tape and paper to here. You could have a mini album in there. I mean, it is just absolutely endless what you can do with something like this. And yeah, so I wanted to show you that it's really, really quick and easy to put together and to have standing somewhere. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that this evening, something different. And don't forget to watch Sarah tomorrow on Highlight Crafts at 9 a.m. UK time and 1 p.m. And glad you all enjoyed that. Yeah, it was lots of fun to make. So now I have one for myself because, as I said, Sarah's got the other one that I made and took with me to Birmingham. She's going to have it on the show tomorrow. So now when you see it, you will know how it was made. So there you go. It's that easy. I have put on the group a link to this, and I think Sarah did as well, to the MDF. So that you can make some for yourself and for friends. And I just think that's so cool. Yeah, and as I said, there's so many different ways to use them. So thanks for watching, everybody. It was great to have you along and chatting. And Helen's going to watch from the beginning and catch up. Yes, it's there on YouTube for you. So thanks, everybody. See you again soon. Bye for now.